This is my prediction video for the Julio Cesar Chavez versus Sergio Martinez fight. And I think this is going to be a very easy fight for Sergio Martinez. Because basically, if you just look at their styles, the way Martinez fight, that's going to give Chavez Jr. some big problems. Now, I watched the face-off that happened between them earlier this week, and during that whole face-off, Martinez pretty much dominated Chavez Jr. Like, one of my favorite parts was when Martinez asked Chavez Jr., "Why didn't you fight me sooner?" And Chavez Jr. had said something like, "I wasn't ready for you yet. I was still learning." And basically, Martinez just put Chavez Jr. on blast, saying that when you're a champion and you have a championship belt, learning time is over. You're supposed to be fighting the best of the best. And Chavez Jr. didn't even have an answer for that. Now, I'm going to tell you why I think that Sergio Martinez is going to win this fight easily. All you have to do is look at Chavez Jr.'s style. I mean, he's just mostly just a slugger. I mean, he'll box a little bit, but he's more of a slugger than a boxer. Now, Chavez Jr. does an excellent job throwing body shots. That's one of his main weapons. But if you notice in his fights, if Chavez Jr. is fighting somebody that doesn't stand directly in front of him, that moves around a lot, that gives him problems. I mean, look at the last fight Chavez Jr. had with Andy Lee. Now, Andy Lee was outboxing him easy in the early rounds, using his jab and just boxing and moving around, and Chavez Jr. couldn't do nothing. But as the fight went on, for some strange reason, Andy Lee decided to slug with the guy, and then that's when Chavez Jr. started getting his shots off and slowly breaking him down, and eventually either Andy Lee got knocked out or the referee had to stop the fight. I forgot. But that was Andy Lee's fault. He should have known better than that. He was outboxing him easy, and he chose to get away from that strategy. But I know that Sergio Martinez is smart enough not to go out of his game plan, because Sergio Martinez, he likes to move around a lot too, and I don't think that he's going to be dumb enough to try to get into a slugfest with Chavez Jr. And also, Sergio Martinez has pretty good punching power as well. So as long as Sergio Martinez fights the way he normally fights, moving around the ring and using angles, then that's going to frustrate Chavez Jr. And I think that Sergio Martinez could knock this dude out. It might come late in the fight, but I think he can knock Chavez Jr. out. Chavez Jr. is just a one-dimensional fighter. I mean, his best shot will be if he can find a way to cut the ring off and get Martinez trapped on the ropes, try to get Martinez tired. That'd be his best shot at winning the fight. But if Martinez can keep himself from getting cornered and put on the ropes, then shoot, this would be an easy fight. It should be almost a shutout. Now, yeah, Sergio Martinez is older. I think he's like 39 or 40 years old. So, yeah, age could play a factor in this fight, but Martinez has always been in good shape. And obviously, Chavez Jr. is going to be the bigger guy. He's taller, and he's definitely going to weigh more on fight night. There's no telling how much weight he's going to rehydrate. But I'm pretty sure there's going to be probably about a 15-pound difference between the two guys, maybe even more, maybe 20 pounds. But Chavez Jr., his style is too one-dimensional. He kind of fights like he reminds me of Felix Trinidad. See, Trinidad had that same problem. You know, he was knocking dudes out easily when they stood in front of him and fought him. But as soon as he fought a good boxer that had good movement, good foot movement, that just gave him problems. And Chavez Jr. is very similar to Trinidad in the same way. If you move around too much on him, he can't get his shots off, and he's basically helpless. Now Chavez Jr., from what I've seen, he does have a good chin, and I think he's dependent on his so-called physical toughness in his chin to weather the storm of Martinez. But having all that toughness and a good chin, man, it's not going to save you if you can't catch your opponent and get your shots off. So basically, you're just going to be a punching bag, and that's exactly what I think is going to happen. I think that Martinez is going to be landing a whole lot of hard, clean shots on him, and Chavez Jr. is not going to be able to fire back. He's not going to be able to counter because Martinez is going to be moving out of position by the time Chavez Jr. counters. And I'm hoping that Martinez wins. Now, one thing I am kind of worried about is that Sergio Martinez did get death threats, and there's rumors that they're coming from somebody that maybe from people that know Chavez Jr., that they're trying to protect him. And I'm just hoping that Martinez doesn't let that distract him in his training and on fight night, because if you're not focused, that's going to affect how you fight. So I'm hoping that Martinez can stay focused and just try to ignore those death threats. And hopefully Martinez will just take care of business. So I think that Martinez should win by knockout in the late rounds. Either in the 10th, 11th, or 12th round, he should be able to knock this dude out. And I'm hoping he knocks him out, because I don't really like Chavez Jr. that much anyway. So that's all I got to say about that.